is an emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived.
Down to the queens.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest, the best weekly Stardom podcast anywhere in the world. I'm, as always, Alex, and I am joined by Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everybody. I am armed and equipped with muffins and apple cider because it is that time of year. And Alex, I think I should have brought this up before the show. I feel like we might want to change the name of the show because I'm getting scared this curse is going to affect all of us. I don't want to be associated with this company. I am concerned.
No, we won't get injured. We'll get drafted in to wrestle.
Oh, we're gonna do the Rossio Gala spots.
Yes, yeah, I will be taking leadership of Don Del Mondo as a person of the
You
world.
you are you are a woman of the world. That's true.
Yes, indeed. So that fits, I think. And
Remember,
you
this
can.
is this is off topic, but remember when Zack Sabre Jr. was like, "Yo, could I join DDM?" And Julia's like, "I mean, like I sure, I'm not gonna question that." And
Yeah.
that was their thing. I found that very funny.
Well, all right. How are you, Dylan?
You know, this new job's killing me.
Yeah.
I'm going batshit crazy.
Gotta
My
flip
back hurts and
burgers
shit.
or whatever. I
It's
forget. You
more
told me
like a
what it was, and
Chipotle.
I forget
It's more like a
already.
Mediterranean Chipotle. Food's good,
Yes, yes.
but
Okay.
yeah, it's like that.
I'm surprised they have that where you live because every time I picture where you live, I just picture empty.
I live on a military base.
Yeah,
Um,
which is why I picture it
so
empty.
yeah, no, that's fair. But no, so it's like a bunch of shit. Uh, like is there? Like it's just it. Somehow we don't have a McDonald's, but we have a Mediterranean grill place. I don't get it. Um, but yeah. There's a lot of shit on base.
All right.
Not enough. Never enough, but there's a
Yes.
decent amount.
Okay. Fair enough, I guess.
No ATM
Um,
on base, but there's
what?
you know. I know.
There's
Like my mom has to drive like 25 minutes to go to an ATM. It's insane.
That is ridiculous. Oh my god. Well, I mean, I guess why would you need an ATM if there's never any? Like, wouldn't everywhere take card then? 'Cause there's no ATMs?
Yes, but you also need an ATM. Like it, like I don't know.
I mean,
It's like a whole
kind
thing.
of, yeah, but that okay, sure, sure. Strange place. Anyway,
A little bit.
head on over to the 5starnetwork.co to support all of the great articles and podcasts from the wonderful world of pro wrestling. We had a new show join the lineup last week. It's Actress Stage. It's an actress girls show. It will be once per month with Sandre and Velke. So if you've enjoyed our eclectic European guests before, you now get so much more of them.
I love
Uh,
how you like separate yourself from other Europeans when you are also very European.
Well, I think their part of Europe is just different. Like Ireland is very off to
Y-
the side, whereas Velke is right in the midst of it.
You
And
know
I
what?
guess Sondre is also kind of far away, but
I was actually I made a joke about I'm not gonna get into it because I don't feel like bringing up AEW again.
that is fair.
I'll tell you after the show.
Okay. All right. Anyway, check out Actress Stage and the 5 Star Network. Beyond that, we had a lot happen in Stardom over the past
Mm.
day. Um, the main one is that it was announced earlier that Mayu Iwatani dislocated her little finger during her match with Stephanie Vaquer and will no longer be taking part in the Stardom Gold Rush tournament this weekend.
Yeah, so what are
Uh,
they gonna do with that? Because Stars has no other members that are healthy.
Ida was moved in, I think. So they just took her out of something.
Wait, but isn't Hanan also not healthy? I,
I think she's back. Hanan's
okay,
was only appendicitis, which is
Okay.
horrendous, and you probably shouldn't take any ladder bumps with the surgery like that. But you know what? Maybe
Oh,
they
don't
just
worry,
won't
she's
put
not
her in the
getting to
ladder
the ladder
match.
match now. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that like AJW did that, and we know it ends badly. So don't do it,
every time.
please. Um, but yeah, Mayu just seems like a precautionary thing. She's obviously going to be back. You just don't want somebody with a hurt finger wrestling
Dislocated
in a ladder
finger.
match. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a smart
It
idea.
it
So
is funny because Mayu, um, in her infinite wisdom, does know the talking points. So she tweeted, she's like, "Please, nobody blame the company or the schedule or that there's a lot of matches. I am simply a dumb fuck." And that was basically her her idea, where it's like I know that like everybody's getting injured and everybody's concerned. I'm just stupid, y'all. This is my bad. Don't blame nobody. And shouts out to everybody's favorite Stardom shill, Mayu Iwatani.
oh yeah. On a worse note, though, it does seem like Waka Sciamma will be out for a while. It was announced she's also missing from the Gold Rush tournament with what is they're calling a lumbar hernia. And that doesn't sound good. So I think we're looking at a few weeks without Waka.
Yeah,
Potent-
that does sound
So
bad, actually.
yeah, and that joins Saki Kashima, who is also injured. So over the past 7 days, four different people were announced as absent from shows because Hanan was pulled from the weekend's stuff with her appendicitis. Obviously, Stardom cannot foresee appendicitis, so we're not blaming that one on them. But yeah, these other ones, they're really piling up. Every 7 days, you have like three injuries, and one person comes in. And you're like, I don't know how long you can like keep the roster going at that rate of attrition. So
No, I mean you can't.
not great,
Like,
not great at all.
I feel like it's been noticeable. You know what I mean? Like, um, I don't know. It's a hard thing because I think people are a bit hard on whatever side they take, which is always how things work in, internet communities especially. But that's like some people are like, "Oh, it's a curse." It's like a lot of these are just literal like, spur of the moment incidents. Like Tam Tam hurt herself by dropping Natsuko Tora on her leg. That is what happened. It's not, a wear and tear injury necessarily. But then there are people who are like, "Yes, but, you know, the schedule's gonna fuck you up, and the schedule has fucked up a few wrestlers." I think that it's obviously a mix of both because you think about it, something like the Tam injury, and I'm just using Tam as an example because the others are a bit more. Um, some of them are harder to pinpoint, right? So like with Tam, she messed up her finisher, which is something that she would never do if she wasn't greatly fatigued. At least in my mind, like she's a pretty smart worker in that way. She doesn't just fuck up spots every fucking day. Um, and that's a move she's done a million times. So, uh, I think that people are kind of looking at it in the wrong way. That it's like, oh, well, the schedule is like making it so that people get hurt. I think it's making it that these people are insanely fatigued to where they cannot perform at the level necessary to not hurt yourself wrestling the Stardom style. Um, I know I just kind of took the very basic thing that you said and kind of ran with it, but I was just thinking about that this week. That's like I think the fatigue of these wrestlers is the reason why these spur of the moment injuries are happening. Because people are always like, "Oh, well, if it's just kind of like an accident, it just sort of happens off a whim, then it's not because of the schedule or because of you know, because of wear and tear." But then other people are like, it's only I feel like people are kind of seeing the trees through the forest and whatnot. I used that wrong, but um,
Yeah, you
yeah,
you messed that last one up. Fell at the finish line.
yeah. I You know what I'm trying to say. Everybody knows what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say
yeah,
there.
Tam, I don't know if I would blame the schedule for Tam. I think she was silly to try and lift Tora after unsuccessfully lifting Tora. Like you just aren't strong enough for that, and you have other finishers. Do those. And I thought that as soon as Tam got hurt. So I don't know if I could even blame the schedule. I'm just like, don't try to do stuff you can't do, which comes back to what
But
I
I think the
originally
thing
said
is,
when this all started was you are in an ultra competitive
yeah,
environment in Stardom, and people are pushing themselves to a level
mhm,
that maybe they shouldn't, and that's where these things happen. And it's happened throughout history. AJW, ultra competitive, people fell like flies. WWE, ultra competitive, and there was one point about 10 years ago where people were on their knees crying about injuries. AEW, ultra competitive, a lot of people get hurt. So Tam is just like um, an end result of this very competitive system where people are pushing themselves constantly because she felt the need to do her violet screwdriver because she's in the main event because she's been pushed ahead of everybody else and she couldn't do it properly. So I think it's more that than any sort of fatigue from the schedule. But that's just Tam. I think the rest of them you can probably put down to build up.
yeah, and I think the thing with Tam specifically is that I think she literally thought like, oh well, I've done this before, so I'll do it again. Um, but and this is not like a knock to her. This is how heels work. Natsuko's put on weight since the last time they had a singles match, like a huge time singles match. 'Cause that was like 4 years ago at this rate. So her being like, yeah, I could just do it. Um, I think it's a mix of a lot of things. Because yes, in a way, it is Tam thinking I need to finish this match properly and make it send the people home happy, so to speak. But I also think it is a matter of just like I don't know, overconfidence in one's abilities in the current day. That was a week after the 5 star ended. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
while I agree that it is a big part of it was just her being like, "Oh, I can do this," and she couldn't. I'm looking at the well, why couldn't she? Because
I just don't think she's
she's lifted
strong
heavier
enough. I
people
don't
up
know.
before, but she's lifted heavier people than Natsuko up before, theoretically. Like
I guess.
she lifts Ruaka up all the time. She lifts Natsuko up pretty frequently. I guess
But,
after a
like,
20-minute
I don't know.
match, singles
Wasn't
match is
Cora
different.
out of it as well a little bit? So
Her
I
leg
just
was
don't.
fucked as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just don't. I just don't think it was smart. That's really
Oh
my
no, no,
my
I'm
issue
not
with
telling you.
Tam's
I'm
thing.
not telling you it's smart.
Um, yeah, the injuries they got to do something basically. You can't just shrug your shoulders and blame luck all the time. Like at a certain point, you have to say what's going on here. Um, and I don't know when that moment is going to be. But, you know, you just had 600 people at your tag league final because you
It's
had
like that
3
whole
tag
sucked.
league matches because everybody was gone. All of the teams were gone, you know? If that isn't a come to Jesus moment, I don't know what is. So,
You know what's actually crazy? I'm pretty sure only one team had all of their matches.
probably, yeah. I mean, people were missing from day 1, literally. Like Tam's team never had a match.
Yeah, so Mina and Waka are the only people who had all 6 of their block matches.
That's
Um
crazy.
Suzu and Mei also had 6 matches, but that's because they went to the final.
Oh,
So
yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Well, there you
Maybe
have it.
Risa and Kurumi did. I don't remember. I haven't watched all the matches, obviously. But I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it's like a couple at most.
And well, that's the situation we're at.
Mhm.
To counteract this, Stardom got on the phone with the big rook and said, "Hey, listen, man, we need help." So on the New Blood show this weekend, we are getting our first debut since the Hanako Aya doubleheader. It
Mhm.
is not Komomo Minami. It's not her. It is a different girl altogether.
One day.
Um, this girl's been seen. I think she dyed her hair blonde for a while, and so people
I don't know if it's the
were
same girl.
expecting. I think it is because it was definitely a dye job. That was not naturally blonde hair.
But the
Um,
thing is that I'm pretty sure there's another girl who's been seconding. I have a muff in my mouth. My bad.
oh my
There's
goodness.
another girl who's seconding with like pink hair. I'm pretty sure that's the girl with the blonde hair.
Hmm. I don't know. I thought it was this one because the face. Well, like the brief glimpses I got of the face seemed similar. But I don't know. Either way,
It's possible, but
this girl is coming in with some hype. Rossi
mm,
has basically put in the work. He said she's received the highest score during her protest. She has a background in judo. She's only
shows out.
18,
Mm,
and we're debuting her against Momo Watanabe like we did Kid and Saya Kamatani. So they are
yeah,
immediately putting her name with Starlight Kid and Saya Kamatani. And she's also a judo background, and we all know how much Rossi loves his judo backgrounds. So I think they're gonna, depending on how well this goes, we could see the next rocket strap with the girl who has yet to be named. So it's an interesting one. And she is facing
I could
Momo
see.
Abe, by the way, so it's gonna be really
Yeah,
good. 'Cause
I could.
Momo's cool.
Well, hopefully. Um, I could see her like challenging Rena pretty quickly
Hmm.
because I feel like they'd probably mesh well. They're similar age. I mean, Rena's 16, turning 17. Um, Similar age. They both do judo. I think that that's like a easy kind of test for her. I'm excited to see. I'm always excited for new rookies. Like
Oh, is
I.
she debuting on her birthday? Oh no, it's the day after. That's neat.
Oh, what
Yeah,
this
because
wrestler?
her birthday is the 16th. Um, oh wait, no, is it? No, it's February. Sorry, it's
Yeah, I was gonna say. Then
yeah,
is she turning 19 or is she 18?
no, she'll be turning 18, but no, it's wrong. It's February.
Gotcha. Because yeah, I know somebody in our Discord was in the 5-star Discord was asking like, "Oh, I wonder if they waited until she turned 18." Which doesn't sound like it if she turned 18 6
February.
months ago,
Yeah.
or yeah, 9 months ago now. Um, but yeah, I'm always excited for new rookies. When I heard that they have like, like 5 or 6 to 8 rookies in there, I imagine the number's gone down because Hanako and I have debuted. Once I heard that, I was like, please give them all to me because I want to see them sink or swim. It's my favorite thing in wrestling is to see uh, like young trainees kind of figure it out. It's super fun.
Shout out Kevin.
Yep, exactly.
Um, well, that's the newcomer anyway, so they are getting help for the injuries. And I think Momo is always in the videos. She must help train them, and that's why they're like, hey, debut against Momo because she'll like help them have the best match
Momo
possible.
probably like took I mean, obviously it changed a lot with Bushiroad, but she probably took Ueshino's kind of spot alongside Mayu when it comes to training. Um, and
Yeah.
Hazuki, which Hazuki just came back. Not just came back, but she came back later. Because yeah, I imagine like those wrestlers very specifically, and you could tell by what groups have the young wrestlers. Um, like DDM doesn't really.
Hmm.
But then Shuri and Hanako are known to have trained a lot together, right? So that's
Yeah.
a very clear connection. Same with a Hazuki and a Momokogo or a Hanan or a Ida. It's good. I remember when Bushiroad first took over and they put Milano in as like the figurehead of the training and in Stardom. I was personally like, oh, that's not really how Joshi works. Um, because I think historically Joshi companies have been ran by men, but their dojos have almost always been ran by women. Even in FMW, they forced Megumi Kudo to train the women. Like once she was good enough, they were like, "Okay, your job now, bye." And she's like, "I don't want to do this." So like that Milano thing was always like, that's not great." So it's nice to see some of the wrestlers be hands on with the training a little bit more than they were when Bushiroad first took over. Because I think that's what's best for the young talents, personally.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly worked, hasn't it?
No
It's,
disrespect to
you
Milano,
know.
obviously, but
But yeah, that's gonna be fun to see. I could definitely see them really getting behind this new girl just to fill up the card a little bit, but also because I mean they seem to have been praising her a lot. Because I think Sonny even mentioned her like months ago and was like, "Oh, we got a super rookie here." So like
Judo is
they
a great
internally have really earmarked her for success already, basically.
Judo's a great building block for pro wrestling. If you couldn't tell by all the
One of
great
the many.
judokas in
One of the
wrestling,
many.
because like I think especially immediately, right? Like
Hmm.
karate's very difficult, as we saw with Ayasakura. It's very difficult to immediately translate, right? Like the striking sports are not the easiest to translate into immediate figuring out pro wrestling. Judo is. I mean, the twins were 9 years old throwing people with judo throws, and it was like, oh yeah, that was like competent, like that, like they were having competent matches from 11 years old, 12 years old because they could do judo, so they kind of got a lot of the grappling down already. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, she's gonna. I predict she'll be off to like a hot start, and then eventually we'll kind of see how her trajectory goes from there. Because she does have a great building block with judo. If she is a good judoka, it sounds like they're kind of hyping her up as one.
All right. Um, it doesn't look like she's on the Gold Rush show, so I think it'll just be New Blood and then into things because the Battle Royal has changed, but she's not in it.
They
And
did
obviously
that
she's
with
not in
Aya
a main.
Sakura as well, where
Yeah.
they were kind of like slow with it immediately.
By the way, the team, the Stars team in the Moneyball tournament is now Ida, Hazuki, and Hanan because Mayu is out, and they're wrestling Konami on the other team. By the way, just in case like that snuck
Damn.
up anybody, Konami is around, so cool. Um, so yeah, we got some changes there to the Gold Rush card and just more injuries, but I imagine Mayu will be back before long. Speaking of Mayu, though, we should probably go over the New Japan show she was on,
Mm,
huh? Lone
yeah.
Star Shootout. Mayu Iwatani beat Stephanie Vaquer in I don't know how many minutes. I don't think it really
It's kind
matters.
of short.
Yeah, yeah, that's generally how they go. I thought it was a good match. Really, these New Japan Strong shows are really limited by the production because they
Yes.
look kind of shit, they sound kind of shit, and then Veda Scott is yelling in my ear the whole time, and it's like, okay,
That's why you watch the New Japan feed. Uh,
see, I always
because
forget. I
they don't
always
release the
always
English
forget.
feed New Japan.
Yeah. See,
Um,
I never remember, and I end up watching it, and I'm like, I remember every time that I dislike Veda Scott's commentary. Um, so.
yeah, I don't know.
It's too
I
tropey. It's so
it's funny.
tropey.
She
It's
was
my thing.
good in AEW. Like I was like, oh yeah, she's solid in AEW, and like
Mm.
since then, I just haven't really enjoyed a lot of her commentary. Um, I don't know, but yeah, it is limited in these strong shows. It's very difficult to kind of get a compelling match. I thought they did a good job with what they could,
Yeah,
but uh, the immediate thought process when I saw that Mayu was like, "Hey, I wouldn't mind challenging for CMLL," is get these motherfuckers in Arena Mexico,
yeah. Much
please.
better production, much better crowd, presumably. Yeah, give me that for sure.
Plus,
So,
Mayu has Mayu wrestled in Mexico? Like I know she's done lucha stuff, but I don't know if she's ever
um,
wrestled in
I don't
Mexico.
know. I don't think Stardom has ever sent wrestlers to Mexico.
I mean, they kind of did at one point.
Did they?
Uh, yeah, she wrestled in Torreon, Mexico. She wrestled in Stardom slash WWS, uh, Mex Mex Japanese All Stars. Yeah, she's wrestled in
Okay.
Mexico a few times.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Well,
but
that's fair.
it's been like 8 years
Yeah,
since she's
yeah.
wrestled in Mexico, so I
So,
think it would be
not
cool
the
if they
full
sent her to
Mayu.
Mexico.
Yeah. So, I mean, if she does
Of
it,
course,
that'd
they
be
sent
cool.
them to Mexico. Rossi's a fucking nerd, remember?
Yeah, but I didn't think they had any connections. But yeah, I would like that. I think the CMLL women are pretty chill, so getting any sort of crossover would be good, especially in CMLL, where again things are like really well produced as opposed to the dark venues of New Japan Strong. So,
I just got super confused. There's a Xena from Mexico. And I was like, wait,
oh wow,
what? I was so confused. She's like a 35-year legend, like legit. She's been wrestling since like
fair
the
play.
early 80s. Um, and I was just like, wait, Xena in 2014? And then I was like, wait, there's no way that's the same Xena.
Yeah, no, not a hope. The thing though that is that people who don't really watch Joshi have enjoyed Vacker and Mayu, so I think it's
Mm.
just us with our heightened expectations. I know I saw Backup Hangman was like, "This is the best women's match in America in recent weeks," and I think that's a low
I
bar,
mean,
as I don't remember the
yeah.
last really cool women's match from America. But I mean, he enjoyed it, and he's not really a Joshi nut, so for him to enjoy it, there was definitely something to it. But for us, it's like I see Mayu do better, and I see Stephanie do better.
I think
And
the entire show was kind of underwhelming for the talent it had. I know
yeah, I
you don't
haven't
care
seen
about
any
like the
buzz
actual
come out of it.
show.
Like usually you see
Um,
some people talking about it, but I haven't seen much. So
Because like even Saber versus Bailey, like that should have been a great match, especially for somebody who likes it. I know a lot of people don't like Zack Saber Jr. As somebody who does, it's like that should have been really good, and it was just like it was good. You know, like you know,
yeah,
Kingston and Kojima was the same. Mystico and TJ Perkins, I was expecting might have kind of
Mm,
it surprised me, but it did not. Um, yeah, I think the strong shows have a bad juju to them, pre-existing,
yeah.
which is unfortunate. Um, but it happens.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're gonna see Stardom on the next one, the Battle in the Valley, which is
Yeah, definitely.
which was well produced this year. If they're running the same venue with the same style, I'm here for it. Because Battle in the Valley
Well,
this year, I thought was fairly well done.
except for the fact that they were like an hour late, weren't they?
Yeah, but that didn't matter to me. I watched the day after, so
Yeah, it's
they
true.
can do what they want. Because they have run two like New Japan Strong shows this year that were really well done. The one where they crowned the Strong champion, the Strong Women's
Was
champion,
solid.
that
Yeah.
venue was brilliant, and the crowd was great, and you could actually hear them. You could hear the ring.
It's the
Like it
California
was
thing.
really
It's
well done.
because I'm pretty sure they have all of their. They could just load up a truck.
Yeah,
I mean, it takes hours to get to San Francisco, obviously, from LA, but I think it's because of just closeness and familiarity. They run when they run Los Angeles and San Francisco. It's usually a good looking show.
yeah, they should really base out of there, but
They do, but they
it's
don't
fine.
because
Yeah,
that's
I
how wrestling
suppose.
is.
There's still no word on the Trish Julia match, so
Nope.
either that's Battle in the Valley or it's gonna happen in Japan. Maybe that's a January 4th thing. I
It'll
don't
happen on
know.
it'll happen on Ring of Honor TV. Don't worry.
Dear God. I mean, they do have a storyline for Trish there, don't they? She's in the Combat Boyos.
Yeah, she's
Bravo? Is it Bravo?
Charlie Bravo and oh, what Sean Dean.
Sean
Yeah,
Dean
the guy
and
who's
Trish
beaten
Adora.
MJF like 70 times,
Incredible.
and they will not let you remember that.
Crazy. But yeah, that's the New Japan part. Um, there was three shows this past weekend. One of them was a pay-per-view. Just I don't think most people realized this would be a pay-per-view, but it was.
Me and
Uh,
Peps were searching. I only got to watch half the card, because we
right.
were searching for someone to help us out with a
Watch party.
with a
Watch
link
party. You know,
or that.
gotta get in on the watch parties.
Shh,
That's how
gotta.
people do it.
Shh, yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, no, there was like no buzz around this, and I think
it
people
was
might get mad.
opposite Saki Akai, which is
Yes, that's
a
true
big thing. Obviously, nobody cared
in
anyway,
our
but
sphere, anyway.
it was a pretty big deal.
I definitely do think it's interesting to like pay attention to stuff like that though, because like people stream stuff like that when there's interest, and if there's no streams, then there's no interest, and that's how
Mm,
I think I remember Ring of Honor TV, like the new Ring of Honor. It was like
yeah,
week 3, and nobody was bothered to stream it, and I went, "Oh, this is dead then. Like this is so dead." And I was right. Ring of Honor is pretty dead now,
quite dead.
but
To the
that's the
point where
thing.
there's discourse about it not actually being dead.
Incredible. But like I do think there's some like I'm always interested in like streaming interest because if people are watching through piracy, that means there's at least an interest in the thing. But if there's no piracy, then nobody gives a shit. Basically, that's generally how it goes. So
Yeah,
that's how you know if a show
I
is dead in
mean
the water or not.
that seedling show from like a month ago, nobody has seen it
No,
because
absolutely
nobody's willing to
horrendous.
pay for it, including me, because I'm not about to watch. I'm not about to pay for that. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
like when
like you
when
you
like not advocating for piracy here, but
no, of course not.
but when there is absolutely zero even like desire for anybody, like that's the problem.
Hmm.
At least when you're being pirated, it means that people want to see what you are producing, even if they don't want to pay for
Exactly, exactly. That is the truth of the matter. Because yes, nobody wants to watch that Seedling show with Kaoru Ito and Tomoko Watanabe in the main event because they're both really old and peaked in 1998 when I was born.
it. They probably peaked in like '95.
I'll give you 97.
Ito was better. Ito was
U-Tops
better
was kind of
pre-Exodus.
cool. I don't know. Yeah, 97, 97.
Yeah, '97 was fair.
U-Tops was cool. But you know what I mean. Whereas other Seedling shows, like that Sari or Risa Nakajima show, everybody wanted to see it.
Literally
Whereas,
like 10 seconds after it was done,
yeah.
people were like,
Whereas
"Everybody
this
must see
one,
this."
yeah, this one it's like nobody bought it, nobody recorded it, nothing. So that's how you tell when there's interest in things, as if people want to do that stuff. But anyway, 3 shows this past week. Apparently, 2 of them are up. I did not even know that one of
Well,
these
no,
shows went up.
one of them is up, and then the
The
pay per
one
view.
was a pay per view, and
Yeah.
but yeah, one of them went up earlier, and I didn't even
Mhm.
realize. But it was in the Sendai Pit, and I don't think the Sendai Pit deserves our review, to be quite
Yeah,
honest.
as I was telling Alex before the show, I was watching All Japan's Real World Tag League at like midnight last night, and I checked Stardom World just in case, and it was there, and I was like, I am not turning off. I am not turning off All Japan to watch a Sendai Pitch show in Stardom. I'm sorry. It's midnight. I'm not doing that to myself.
Exactly. You get it. You get it. Should we just go straight to the final? I think that's all people will care about. To
I mean,
be honest,
we let me kind of
we
look.
got some fun stuff to preview, so I think we should focus on the preview this time.
I mean, we could
Uh,
focus on that. There's
Also, this is
um,
the first time I've mentioned it. We're recording early again. Wednesday
yes,
is not our new day. Thursday is going to still be the day for Stardom Quest. It just so happened that 2 weeks in a row we couldn't do Wednesday. So this one is
it's
coming
funny
early.
because
Last week's is early, but it will be back to normal.
the only day I have like officially off, like I cannot work, is Wednesdays when we record, and we have not recorded on Wednesdays since I've gotten this job because I had a dentist
You're
and
a
you have a
jinx.
concert. It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
gonna be yelling, you know.
Yeah. So I think the only thing from like these shows that look of note is that like Natsuko simply beat Kurumi, which is the only actual fall I believe that Prominence dropped
Wow.
in this entire tournament was to Natsuko, uh, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's the only fall they dropped was Kurumi to Natsuko. So that's interesting. And then, you know, I don't know.
All right.
That's pretty much it.
Well then, I think we should go to the final.
Oh,
So,
Rena won that
oh
like Big Five
wow,
Way thing too. Four way thing.
that's crazy, dog.
Mina Shirakawa in the dirt. That's crazy. Teenager
Uh,
beater.
I was gonna complain about that. So it's where did my screen go? Hello? Oh, there we are. I was scrolling and it just went away. I was like, hello? But anyway, we have one show to discuss. It was on November 12th, the 13th Goddess of Stardom Tag League Championship Tournament. This is in the Aori, Nagaoka, in front of 601 fans. You know, not ideal for a tag league final.
Rough. I also text you this. Rough number for a big event, like for a
Hmm.
named event, but not the worst that this arena's seen this year.
Definitely
'Cause I
not.
think like Dragon Gates ran house shows here basically, and they got like 300 fans. Noah ran here, and they got pretty much the same. Uh,
Yeah.
but also the top limit of that is New Japan had their New Japan Cup here, and they got like 3,500 people in the arena.
Dear
So
God.
600's not ideal
No.
for a tournament final.
In fairness, though, there was literally no card. Like,
Yeah.
what matches there were, basically got cut off anyway, with Saki being out,
Mhm.
and Hanan being out. So you ended up with just 3 tournament matches, and I'm pretty sure only 2 of them technically had any like consequences, and really only one of them was a decider. So like you had nothing to entice people with this show.
Wait,
Um,
not even two of them had consequences. Only one of them did.
yeah, I don't blame anyone for not going to this show, so I can't really
Well, two
kill
of them
them
did.
for 601, but it's certainly never ideal. But the the situation is that Stardom is in a very poor place right now with the injuries, so it's gonna happen. The opener, well, anyway, was Suri beating Hanako, Yuna Mizumori, and Raka in 6.5 minutes. Suri got the ground type Suzaku on Hanako for the submission win.
Mhm.
Suri also had some new gear, some silver gear. I don't
Love
like
it.
it, but people are really into it. I don't think silver works for her. That's my only issue. I think silver
I
works
could.
for a lot of people, but not for Suri.
Yeah, I feel like she's been red and gold for so long that
Yeah.
it is a bit strange comparatively.
Hmm.
But it is one of my favorite color schemes. Is like high silver and purple. Purple's my favorite color. I think it looks cool. So,
Okay.
I mean, but I
I'm
get what you
just
mean. That's like this probably could have worked better on like a different wrestler. I think
yes,
if
exactly.
Hanako was rocking this gear, I think it would be fucking crazy. Like
Oh,
I think,
dude, like game
you know
is
what I mean?
over at that stage. Imagine Julia in this. That's kind of where I'm going. Like
Okay,
Julia
well,
and Silver.
Julia's always wearing shit, man. She's
That's
always
true.
like
But like
no.
Silver is so much more Julia than Siri.
I could see
That's
that. Yeah,
yeah. So that's just it's okay though. Siri,
it'll take a
you
minute
rock.
to get used to, but I'm sure you'll come around to it to some degree eventually.
Yeah, probably, maybe. Anyway, this was decent. Siri like kicked everybody for a little bit, and that was fun. And
Are you
then
scrolling on the Stardom page?
no, why?
Okay. Nothing. There's just a photo for the next match that I want you to see.
Okay, well I'll go now unless you have
Yeah,
any
yeah.
comments on this match.
No, actually, the only note I took was that Shuri's new gear looks cool.
Okay, all right. So the next match was Mei Seira and Suzu Suzuki taking
Look at
on Haz.
Hazuki, bro.
They okay, they beat Hazuki and Saida when Suzu pinned Ida with the German suplex. Which is the one you want? She's
the
mugging the
the
camera
top,
during the
yeah,
cross
the top right one where she is wrenching Mei Seira's head off, and she's just like grinning at the camera, like, "Yo, what's up?" She's rizzing up the camera. Look at her. That's
Incredible.
crazy. Um,
Saida continues to be an all-star. Like the crowd was dead for almost his entire show, but they were chanting for Ida. Like they were
yeah,
into Saida.
the
Um,
only two people who got like chance on this card were Saida and Maika.
Incredible.
That's it,
Maika's the moment right now, man. She's
and it's
something.
incredibly frustrating.
So this is a good match anyway. I mean, Mei Seira and Suzu are
I didn't get
great.
to see it,
Saida and
unfortunately.
Hazuki are great. I think Mei. There's a part where Suzu and Hazuki got in there, but it was mainly a lot of Ida kicking ass, and that's really all we need from the world. So
Yeah,
I
and I
was
mean
into
that's
it.
kind of been the story of the tournament is Ida and Mei Seira kind of like getting their shit in since they didn't get to do the 5 star.
Yeah,
Because I would say those are like the main two who are like really like showing it's like, oh, they should have been in the 5 star, um,
that's fair.
which I think is great.
The match after that was Megan Bayne and Maika beating Miyu
Oh, one more
Amasaki
thing
and
about that. Sorry, I forgot about the Ida match. Is she posted on Instagram like a video of her kicking out of the tequila shot and everybody
yes,
chanting her name. Great spot.
brilliant.
Um, she wrote underneath it in both English and Japanese. She wrote, "I won't let these cheers go to waste,"
Oh
which
man,
I think is
that
like
is a bar.
so. Oh man, I was like, I want everything for you, Ida. You're killing it right now. I'm so happy. Just please win a match.
Well,
Like
she's a
that's where
tag
I'm at.
champ. She's a
I know,
champion.
and
My
they
guy,
don't let her.
that's
They don't let her defend it because she's going to lose.
that's fair. That is fair. And her tag partner is kind of rising up the card basically, so
Yeah,
that'll happen. But anyway, we had Megan Bayne and Maika beating Miyu Amasaki and Azumi. Megan got the win over Amasaki in 7.5 minutes with an F5, and I enjoyed this one. Um, I thought like the Miyu and Azumi did some like really clever stuff to try and beat down the bigger, stronger opponents. Um, there were some really cool spots, like Megan throwing Azumi onto Miyu to like break up a spot at one point was badass. So yeah, I thought this was really good.
this is the second time in one block that they just repeated a match like less than a week later.
Yeah, but they've got
Like a
like
day later, I'm pretty sure, but I know
yeah,
why.
they've got
I
an
know
active
it's the
roster of
injuries.
10 people and
Yeah,
Fuki and Death. Like give them some slack.
and barely Fuki getting death because she couldn't make it to that one show because they
Yeah,
were late. Yeah.
weird
Oh boy.
company right now, huh?
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk about the next one.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Are you done? You don't have any comments on this? Did you not
No,
watch
I
it?
didn't get. I didn't get to watch the non-tournament matches.
All right, okay. The next match then is a Blue Goddess block match. Mirai and Mai Sakurai beat Amisore and Lady C. Mirai got the win for her team over Lady C with a lariat in 14 minutes.
Her
Uh,
lariat was just her running and punching her in the face.
that is beautiful. This was
Um,
essentially a Mirai Ami preview tag. Like they did
mm,
so much of the work. Um, and I hope that's all it is because it was fun, but I don't want to see that as a singles match. So
yeah, I mean, like this match had me like thinking about like history and stuff. So like I obviously it wasn't particularly
The Roman Empire history or
enthralling.
history
No,
history?
like no, like wrestling history. Like I
Oh, I see.
realized, oh, these tag teams were swapped last year in tag league.
Mhm.
Um, like Maya Sakurai and Lady C, My Fair Lady, shouts out, great name.
Hell yeah.
Um, can't believe they went from My Fair Lady to Mirai Saku. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, get better naming conventions, man. Um, yeah, well, it wasn't good, really. Like
I think it
Mariah,
was good
Mariah
enough.
hit Lady C with a crazy looking Olympic slam, because I guess she just wants more people to be injured. Cause she like dropped her all on her head, like it was disgusting, and I was like, oh man, makes sense why motherfuckers are getting injured every day,
Yeah.
and not
I
even for that good of a match. I know you said that you thought it was
whoa,
solid,
that's
like
crazy.
like like we be killing people during 5 out of 10 matches, man. What we doing here?
Uh, I think you're being harsh on the Mirai Ami exchanges, but I mean, they
I
certainly
just
weren't
didn't
great, but they were good
care.
enough. Like, I don't know. I thought they were good enough. It was like the
It's like,
best Ami stuff you're gonna get. Like, that was kind of it. It
yeah,
was,
I mean, I think the thing with Ami is consistently, every time I see her in like a kind of decent position, um, is I think, man, if she ever just like figures it out, she's gonna be great. But until then, I'm just not here for it. You know what I mean? Because like she has all the tools. I think her style is cool, but she's just not. There's just something missing. And once
yeah.
that's there, I think she's gonna be killer. But until then, I'm dying here.
You know what I really like? I really like Mirai and Mai as a pairing. It's really fun. There's just a weird dynamic that kind of fits.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they are like legitimately like best friends. Like
Yes, yeah, and
honestly.
I'm pretty sure I've always enjoyed them. I would have to go back. I'm pretty sure, like, when Mai wasn't good, her and Mirai would do, like, cool shit in tags, and I was like,
Oh
"This
yeah,
is what I want."
the God's Eye split, they were always paired off.
Yeah, like,
Like they
they
were
they
always
have a
paired off.
connection that works, and I think them as a pairing just as good because, I don't know, Mai Sakurai's current gimmick is so over the top that when she hands the microphone to Mirai, she's like, yeah, whatever that was, I put my soul into it, and I'm just like, "Yes, you go, girl." So I don't know, I like it. I like the two of them together. Very sad they will be back to their own factions now, which, you know, just reform Super Team DDM. It's okay. We'll just pretend
They
it's
want to. They
yeah.
always
We'll just
want to.
pretend. I'm okay pretending that it didn't happen if you guys are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. I
Yeah.
mean, it would be better for everybody involved. They wouldn't have to
Yeah,
wrestle as
we'd
much.
we'd get we'd get we'd get who's in God's Eye? Um,
Saki Kashima
we'd get
and
Saki, Kashima, and Maika tags. Okay,
love that.
yeah, no, that's yeah, it's
I
over.
mean, we would get no. The real thing is just Shuri would have fun tag team partners again. Um,
She already does.
no disrespect to
What
Saki
is?
Kashima, but like
Wow,
she would have like
that's
like
so stupid.
I think one of
Wow,
Shuri's most underrated runs was her and Maika. Obviously, that was during Shuri's like big like best year ever. Uh, but I thought her and Maika was like a great tag league team that was super fun that just like kind of clicked and like stuff like that. I'm not saying that God's Eye is bad. I'm not saying that the wrestlers in it are bad. I'm just saying that I think that would be cool to have Shuri back with DDM because like what is the point of having a DDM and a God's Eye? Quite frankly.
merch, baby,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's
merchandise,
that's the
the
Dragon Gate.
sweet
Uh,
dollar bills.
that's the Dragon Gate strat. Is just
Yeah,
always have a new faction that has cool merch, and if the merch stops selling as good, kill it
yeah.
immediately.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
that was that. Our next
Oh,
match.
and my Sakurai finally said Mirai's catchphrase.
Whoa.
She said I'm gonna put my soul into it and left. And Mirai was like, ah, she
Oh,
said it.
That's why on the report it says Mariah holds back tears and poses, and I was like,
Yeah.
"What? Why?"
Oh,
But
oh no!
she,
And then Mirai did the lady pose with
yes,
the
she did
hands.
actually. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
poses as a
No.
lady. I was wondering what poses as a lady meant. I was like, "All right."
It's
But
the thing
okay,
that's not the JoJo pose, but kind of looks like it. You know what I mean?
right. See, this is why they need to team up all the time. They're so fun.
I do think
Um,
Mai Sakura has like been a lot more palatable with Mirai in her on her side. I will
yes,
say
you
that.
see, it just works. I don't know why, but it does. Anyway, we had a Red Goddess block match. Waka Tsukiyama and Mina Shirakawa beat Momo Watanabe and Natsuko Tora when Mina pinned Momo in just under 10 minutes with a glamorous collection Mina. So, Ueda Tai attacked before the bell. They proceeded to do lots and lots of heel things. Then the match got good when Momo and Mina went at it. And I was like, man, this is what it's like to feel alive. And neither of these women are going to have anything of note to do at Sumo Hall, and
Yeah.
that saddens me and disappoints me because like this was real music. Like they
When's the
were going
last
at it.
time Momo did anything outside of like fail to challenge for a belt, which she does frequently? Like of
Well,
like
she was
had
tag
like
champ for a while there, and artist
wasn't that
champ.
like a oh yeah the
She was artist
artist.
champ like last Sumo
She was
Hall.
artist champ for a
So
while.
yeah,
Um
so
yeah, I thought those tag reigns were like decent, but yeah.
yeah. Um, so yeah, very upset because Mina is pretty awesome. That's my
I did think
takeaway.
this match was better than most of Mina and Waka's matches in the tournament because it was different. Who
Yeah, I
would have
mean Mina
thought?
got to like wrestle, which I think is good,
Yeah,
as opposed to
and
just
it wasn't
Waka
just
sells.
Waka getting beat up for the
Yeah.
entire time. Which I don't know how we regressed to that point. Because like Waka started doing stuff for a little bit, and then they're like, "Yeah, we don't have the room
Don't
for
fully
that."
know. I feel like Club Venus just like got
And it's
rocked
not
by
like
a
I'm
few
asking
things.
for it's not like I'm asking for Waka to be winning every match or win matches even in general, but just like to not get her ass beat for 90% of the matches would be kind
Yeah,
of cool sometimes.
would be nice. Well, we're gonna have a break from that because she's injured now, and Club Venus has one wrestler. So
Oh my god. I mean, Cosmic
yeah.
Angels also has two right now, and they're the like other ones. You know what I mean?
Oh my
uh,
god. What are we doing? What is what is happening? This is
I mean,
ridiculous.
Stars literally has the new blood champs in Hazuki right now.
Yeah.
DD or Queen's Quest barely exists. I know they have four members right now,
They had
but
like
like,
Kevin and Lady C flying the flag for a little bit there. That was
I mean, that one
um
day Kevin was the only one available.
yeah. What do you think could be looked back on with like a weirder lens? Late 2020 Stardom or late 2023 Stardom? Because they are
Late
both
2020,
periods where you're just like, hmm, what's going
because
on?
like late 2020 felt like still it feels like it was a
Late
fever dream.
2020 had some cool stuff though. Like
No, I'm not saying it was bad. I mean, there was
you
good
had
stuff in it. Don't get me wrong.
you had
You're gonna say something that wasn't good.
the Meiho Shizuki and Azumi match,
Yeah.
remember?
No, I mean, Aphrodite versus Mahime was great,
Yeah,
as was Utami versus Momo. Like there was great stuff in late 2020, but it just feels like a fever dream.
it does.
Um,
That entire year is just like once
yeah,
they
I
came
mean,
back is
okay.
like what the fuck. I
Um,
always mean to go back and watch some of that just to see what happened, but
they just
and
decided, you know what? Let's do longer matches. I think that's the strat.
that was
Uh,
crazy. They had like a 30-minute draw on like the
it was a
first
shock
show
to the
back.
fucking system, bro.
Yeah. It was some weird long ass draw, and I was like, "Why? There's no crowd. Like they can't make noise. Stop it." But yeah, then we got Draw Central for a while. But yeah.
I do think at the end of this review, I do want to kind of talk about 2023 in Stardom,
Oh boy,
just
that
because
is
there's some stuff to
everybody's
talk about.
favorite talking point lately. But yeah,
Yeah,
we had Tekla and Julia go to a 15-minute draw with Hiragi Kurumi and Risa Sera in the Red Goddess block match. I think this officially sent somebody through to the
it
final.
sent Crazy Star through. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, This on paper looks like it should be really, really cool, and then in execution, it was really, really not.
It was
It
fine,
was all right.
you know.
Yeah, like they
Yeah, it was
tried.
solid.
Hiragi was
There's some cool
trying.
stuff.
Kurumi
Yeah,
was throwing
but I mean,
herself
also
around.
Kurumi didn't get tagged in until like 8 minutes into the match.
Yeah,
So if you
Tekla
weren't
was
into
kind of
the,
Tekla was kind of kicking ass for a little bit there, and then she wasn't.
honestly, I think Julia has held down Tekla in this tag league.
Oh, listen, man, Julia got to protect her body for that WWE
No,
run.
and that's fair. No, that's
Like
okay. That part's not fair. Fuck,
it is.
don't do that.
She's gone.
It
She's
is, but it
gone,
isn't.
man. Like I'm sorry.
Um,
As good as gone. There is no
yeah,
way in my mind.
she can't be having that. She can't be showing up like Io the first time.
Yeah.
Um, so she does have to kind of protect herself. But yeah, I mean, she's definitely, like I said earlier, Meiho Suzuki or Mei Seira, damn, Mei Seira and Ida have both like been allowed to really show up because they
Mhm.
didn't get the 5-star run. Tekla hasn't, and it's not because she hasn't been trying. It just feels like, I don't know, and I don't want to like shit on Julia, but like it feels like Julia's really holding her back, to the point where like what I am alluding to is Hanako was a better teammate for Saya Ida than Julia has been for Tekla in this tag league. That is insane. um, because yeah,
Yeah.
like I thought this
Well,
match was like
Julia's been
fine.
like really poor lately. Like her strong title match has been phoned in, largely. She
Yeah,
phoned in tag league. She was good in the GP.
it
I
is.
mean, she had the
Yeah,
cool
she
match with
she was
Mariah.
good in the
But
GP.
yeah, Julia's been a very below par
It is
for a
very
lot
funny
of
that
the stretch.
I thought the High-On match was like pretty fun, and
Yeah,
Julia's like, "Man, I really phoned that shit in." I was like, "You've been phoning in everything. You can't. Why are you
yeah.
specifically shitting on her?"
I like we watched that U match. Don't you dare! Like we had to
Like,
sit through
yeah,
that.
that
But
was
yeah,
rough.
what a weird period for Julia. Um, hopefully she starts trying again soon, because that would be nice. But yeah, this wasn't really all that.
I
aw-
mean, even when's the last time she had a good fucking artist defense match? Not
When
she,
was the last
they.
time they defended them? When
It
was?
was in the 5-minute shitter with Suzu and
Oh
Maika.
yeah, dude, that's crazy.
And
Yaris
then
belts
before
really got
that, it
shafted.
was months. Like,
Crazy.
yeah. Oh man, we'll
Well,
talk about it later.
yeah. We have the final to go, but I kind of need a break because
Mm-hmm.
I drank too much water. So
It's fine.
yeah. All right. My knee hurts. I'm old. So we had the 13th Goddess of Stardom Tag League Championship
I
match,
just read a
which
note I
is
took. I just laughed at it
oh
because
no,
I'd be laughing at my own jokes.
I see. Well, Divine Kingdom emerged as the winners of the Tag League, and Maika pinned Mei Seira with the Michinoku driver when they
Correct.
defeated Crazy Star in
Hmm.
just under 16 minutes. This
Yeah.
was the Meiho Suzuki legacy game. This was
You know how many of the you
ridiculous.
know how little that that how little that I forget what the word is, narrows it down. Like this chick is insane.
It
She
is,
is
but
so good
this
at wrestling.
she was going old school, man. This was like the Meiho Suzuki that like blew people's minds. She was going crazy during this match. And opposite like Megan and Maika just worked so well.
I'm very upset they didn't do more with her and Megan because it was only
Yeah.
like maybe like 30 seconds, but I was like, "Oh, this is it, man."
Mm,
Um yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, the God League's just been the Mei Seira show, really. Like, it's hard to like look at any one show and not say she's one of the best performances on every single on every single show she's been on. Um, yeah, she's just been insane. I think Mei Seira was definitely my highlight and the MVP of this match and the MVP of the entire tournament. Up there, and as I said, Ida was also up there, but you know. Mei Seira had the luck of teaming with Suzuki, who's also fucking insane. So
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, no, she was like fantastic in this match. Like, and everybody in it is good, but she was just on her game. And it worked
that's her
really well.
specialty. That's her specialty is like
Yeah.
when you look at a match lineup and it's like, oh well, Mei Seira is like really good, but she's still probably like the fourth out of the four, and it's just like you don't remember anybody except for Mei Seira. That's what happened with
Mhm.
the Anu Poi match. Remember? With
Oh, yeah.
it was the same story of like, oh, this is Mei Seira.
Yeah.
That's it. Like everybody's doing great, but this is Mei Seira.
Yeah, they tried to do a little bit with Maika and Suzu, but they really kept them apart, which I think is interesting because like they started pretty much, and then
Yeah.
they were just like never again.
Micah threw a close
So
fist punch on Suzu like
hell
a
yeah,
minute in. That was sick.
Maika is a badass nowadays. Just to wrap up, after the match, Maika and
Oh,
Megan
wait,
hit
one more
a
thing, one more
no,
thing,
no.
one more thing.
I'll do this,
Okay,
and then
okay.
you can fly. So Maika and Megan hit a double choke slam on Suzu after the match to take her out of commission. And then they said, "Hey, like we're the champions, or we're the winners, but the champions aren't around. So anyone in Stardom, you want to accept our challenge? We'll win. We are Divine Kingdom. So you can go ahead."
Uh, yeah, I'll talk about after the match for in a bit. One spot I just wanted to point out is that Suzu messed up a reversed Rana because Megan is
Oh yeah,
insanely tall, and you can't really do that. I don't really blame her. So she just got back up and deadlift Germaned her out of her boots.
it's
And it
beast.
didn't look like Megan was expecting it. Like Megan was like, "Oh fuck!" She just got sent, and I was like, "Holy shit, that was so cool." Um, yeah, I thought that the win was a bit anticlimactic. Um, just like vibe wise, I guess, because it definitely did feel like Mei Seira was killing it, and then Michael was just like, "Okay," and then I just pin you in 16 minutes. Um, and also I didn't really like the post match. I thought Megan Bain just deciding to turn on Suzu Suzuki, because Maika is a sore loser, just made everybody kind of look lame, and a sore winner because she won here. Uh, I think that the Maika Suzu Suzuki story is kind of lame at this point. I'm not a fan of it. That's what I'm saying. Um, I think Maika, despite being incredibly popular and despite being very likable and interesting, um, at every character moment, it feels like she's just a loser. And just like even when she wins a tournament for the first time in her career, she still is like, "Man, fuck Suzuki. Why did she win the like just
Well,
why?
I don't know. I
Why?"
think I just like that she's a bit mean now. She's just angry. I think it's a lot better than Maika we used to have. I like that she's angry. Like, yeah, she won, but she still wants to beat the shit out of Suzu. So I'm into that, and I think
But at
they're
what
obviously gonna
point
keep that going.
like it just, and I guess this has always been a disconnect for me in Joshi wrestling to some degree because it's the same thing with Tam almost, where it's like, at what point do we just like acknowledge that you like she is a very likable wrestler until she does a character moment. And yes, she like her being mean or her being an asshole is fine, but it just always feels like she's compensating for something as a character, and that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why can't she just be good? Which she
Uh,
is because she won this tournament. But
she doesn't win,
it
you
still
know.
felt like the bigger deal was that Suzu won the 5 star. Even after this match, it felt like, but Suzu still won the 5 star though, and Mike is still upset about that. So fuck
Yeah,
Suzu
because
Suzuki.
that's the big story at the moment
But that's
is
bad.
Micah's singles thing. Like Micah
Like,
and Megan can't be the story because Megan is
and I
going.
think and that's a great point, and I think that's the issue, right? I've been saying it all year pretty much that I think they are going to build the company around the 5 star nowadays. Um, like everybody talks about big shows being the big thing they, work around. They book around the 5 star. The 5 star is their important thing. What that has done has made 3 of the tournaments out of the 4 this year mean absolutely nothing. Um, I would say the Triangle Derby has meant more than the Tag League did because at least the Triangle Derby at the end of the day was doing something. This is
Well,
just, well, Micah's still upset at Suzu and she's gonna Megan Bane's leaving, so she can't win a belt. So yeah, she's just still upset and she's Still Maika.
Well,
She's
in
just
their
kind of an
defense,
asshole now.
the tag champions do not exist currently, nor
They
do
also weren't
half of the
going to exist.
competitors.
They
Yeah,
weren't
but
going to
like
be in the
they had
tournament in the
they
first
had four
place.
healthy teams, like four healthy teams going into this. Like I don't think this is
Yes.
the original final. This was just what they had to
No,
do
I agree.
because everybody else dropped like flies. So you had to go back to Micah and Suzu because what else are you gonna do? Like you had nothing else to go with.
I don't know. Like I said, I feel like this year has been three deeply unpopular tournaments, two of which I thought were actively underwhelming and or bad. I think the Triangle Derby gets a lot of flack, and I think it was a pretty
The
good.
tag league was fine, I thought.
Uh, hmm,
The matches were
I
better than they should have been. Like
I
people
mean,
were
yeah.
interested at least.
The I would say the working standard for Stardom is high enough to where like the tag league wasn't a bad tournament relative to actual bad tournaments.
Yeah.
Um, but for Stardom standard, I thought it was a bad tournament, even for the standard of most of the wrestlers are injured on the roster. I still thought that it just felt like they didn't give a fuck, which, they've conditioned us to not really give a fuck about Goddess League until the final. It felt like even the final, I was conditioned to not give a fuck about because, again, it was just, oh, well, Suzu still won the 5-star.
Yeah.
So
But I feel like you're underselling the stuff Micah has been doing in going, hey, Megan and this team has really revitalized my career.
Megan
Like,
is leaving.
yeah, but
That's why that
her
doesn't matter
whole
to me
her
at
whole
all.
thing has been I like this tag team has got me back on track. So them winning tag league is a okay, Micah has got a credibility gaining win and she's got
I,
something now after the crushing defeat of the GP that maybe she can kick on. If
but she can't.
this is just a plot point in Micah's thing, I think that's fine. Your tag league doesn't always have to be this like crowning moment. It's tag league. If this just ends up being what kicks Micah on, then I think that's cool. Because she's really built up to it. Like she said, she's done a lot of legwork to this on social media and in interviews and stuff.
I, I don't know. I just feel like
You're
if I'm a
more you're focusing too much on the Suzu rather than Micah, which I
well
think is
because they beat Mei Seira and then decided to beat the fuck out of Suzu after the
but
fact
yeah.
when Suzu
She
was
want
not even in the ring. They had to
she wanted
drag
to
her
beat.
into the
No,
ring
she was
to
in the
beat her
ring.
up.
She got in. She like stared them down and was like, "Well, I'm here. I am still here." Like Suzu got in their grill and they said, "All right, then screw you." So
Okay, that's fair. I might have blinked. But no, I also think that the issue also ultimately is that Megan's leaving within the next month and a half, 2 months.
yes, yes,
You know what I mean? So it's like even if I want to be happy for Micah getting finally winning a tournament, she's been to like 17 finals and it's never won. Um, Not literally, but she finally wins and it still feels like okay, but like who actually won this season?
well,
You
nobody
know what
because
I mean?
everybody else is injured. But Crazy Star winning
Yeah.
would have been worse. I mean, they've
Well,
already lost.
yeah.
Suzu
I
winning
don't.
3 of the tournaments in the year would have been horrendous. Like
I think it would have been very funny.
talking a Julia tier like rocket strap there.
Me and Peps actually talked about that. Peps was like, I think Suzu might be having like a bigger rocket strap year than Julia. And I
I
was like,
feel like people really underestimate the Julia Rocket.
yeah, I don't think people
She
remember
she
what we
made that
went through.
entire roster her bitch in one night in Cinderella. Like she
Yep.
beat them all from pillar to post. I'm
And
like,
then they ran back another tournament where she did the exact same thing.
yeah, like Julia got the red carpet. So I don't know, man. Suzu has been in limbo for like 6 months. I think there's a real difference, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was no right answer with this tag league final. Like
No.
there was 3 teams in contention, and 2 of them would have been really bad choices. Like I was saying this to Peps. We both talked to Peps.
Yes.
I was like, I don't want Prominence to win because I'm sick of like outsider title matches on these big shows. Like I like
Man,
push your roster. please. Like that was
Who?
my kind of
Who?
thing.
Push who? Nobody's
Dude,
there, Alex.
honestly,
Nobody is fucking there.
I'm taking the Lady C tag challenge over prominence. Like unless you are signed,
Oh, ay, Dios
like just
mío.
get out of here. Like I want more matches involving some of these people. Like because we
But they're
say it
not
like
gonna get them.
what's Tekla done this year? What like there should be more matches for the
That
Teklas.
that is a company problem.
Yes.
More
And
so than like
prominence winning would have made that worse, which is
I
why
don't
I
think
was
it would
like
have.
completely anti prominence winning because I was so tired of outsiders challenging on big shows.
Okay, but what do we do for the big show?
You
Who, what?
build
Wait,
up your
is
actual roster.
like Megan Bain, right?
Okay, but like listen, all right, listen, all right.
Omaewa Mo Shinderu, brother. You know what we talk about?
One
That
home roster is better than none. So prominence winning was worse because neither of them were
also,
signed.
also. By the way, Soriano is a Skaban signed wrestler.
Listen, Siriano is signing the second she's allowed. All right, I'm sorry, but you
Four
know what
years
I
from
mean.
now?
You know what I mean. Like I
No,
don't
no, because I think it's a goalpost moment. Like you could
no
just say you didn't
no.
like Haruka Umasaki versus Saya Kamatani. It's easy. You could just say
Okay,
that.
but I also feel like prominence are such part-time floaters that I was like, I just don't want them to float in and get another title match at Sumo Hall.
Uh, I mean, yeah, no,
Like,
I'm not
just
gonna fight you on not
give your
wanting to
roster
watch
cool
prominence.
matches. Like, give your own roster matches. You know.
Alex, there's nobody. If there was ever a time to do outsiders, it is right now.
Not
Like I
really.
get
You've
it.
got like 20 people. You've still got like 20 people. Just push them. Give them stories. Do shit.
Six hundred people.
Asi
600
Ogawa
people
built
cared about
Argion
the
off the
20
back
people
of
here.
like Candy Okutsu. He took JWP mid
Candy
carders
Okatsu was
and
the
made
fucking
people give
legend.
a shit. All
Yeah.
right. You could do this stuff. He just isn't. Like you can make people give a shit. He just isn't bothered. So yeah, Maika winning is cool because she's actually like a focal point right now, and prominence winning would have been bad. So yeah, that's
I
all.
don't know. I just feel like Micah feels very lame, um, as of right now, because it just feels like there's.
Next step will be
Interestingly
important.
enough,
The next
yes,
thing.
yes,
'Cause she
which her
obviously
next
has to
step is
lose.
losing.
Yes. And
um,
that's
but
where they'll make it. Make or break it
I
is
get
how she
where you're
follows.
coming from with like, because the way I see it is that Micah is letting her 5-star loss define her. To the point where even when her and Megan Bain, who is supposed to revitalize her career, win, there's still something about like she still doesn't feel validated by that. She still feels like the 5-star is like, oh well, I still lost that, so it doesn't even matter.
Yes,
That's
because
how it
that
felt.
was her big moment and she
Yes,
lost, and it's a crushing defeat. You shouldn't just move on from that. You're also forgetting that her
but
tag team partner retired in April, and that's a big part of her story.
mhm,
She got pissed off right after that. Her
yes,
thing has been going since Himeka retired, basically.
and I think it's kind of gotten boring
Oh,
the
I
way
don't
that
know.
they're kind of spinning it.
They've only just done something with it. You know? This is the weirdest part to get bored. They've only decided they remember. I don't know,
Like
man.
I'm not bored of Micah. I just feel like the trajectory that she has is very like eye roll.
Guess, but I don't know. I feel like they're just pigeonholed because they don't know what to do anymore. Like, what do you do? She, you know, she's
Yeah.
feuding with the woman who might have to win a vacant red belt. You know, like I don't envy them there. But yeah, I think the tag title loss and how she goes about responding to that will certainly make or break the entire Micah thing because he has to lose that. Obviously, Megan
Mhm.
is going, but you also can't cap your story off with a tag title win. That would be pretty shit.
Well,
So
that's a whole nother story of
yes,
Stardom refusing to respect tag teams
yes.
properly.
So I
But
don't know. But yes, they are gonna have to find a way to make something of this because Micah has to do something out of this, or else, yeah, she's gonna just look like a loser if she keeps going. Yeah, but I still lost to Suzu, and it's like, yeah, but you have to do something
See,
eventually.
that's where I've been since like the second generational warfare match. That's the issue. Is I was like, oh, okay, so like Mike is a loser and Suzu's calling her a loser. Cool. And then after that, I was like, okay, like we can kind of be done with the whole like, oh, Mike is a fucking loser. You suck. And then it just kept going. And now even when she wins, that is still the case. And I was like, how is this still what we are doing? And like Micah just seems like more and more of a sore loser to the point where even when she wins, it still feels like she's a loser. And I'm not a fan of that when
I don't
Micah's
know.
one of my
I don't.
favorites on the
I didn't get
roster.
the sense she's a loser. I
I don't
just
know.
thought
It's
they
just
beat up Suzu because she's annoying. But okay.
after the
That was
match, white girl said, "Omae wa shinderu," and that was that.
she
That's
said
what
the
that's what
thing.
popped me.
She
That's what
did.
popped
She
me
said
when
the
I
thing.
read my
Yeah,
note was white girl hit that hit that Omae wa shinderu.
that's crazy.
Um, yeah, is Megan like a secret weeb? Because like that's such a specific line. Somehow she's
uh,
done a
I
more weeb
don't
thing than
know.
Mariah ever did in her
Well,
run.
Mariah isn't a weeb. I think she just liked Japanese wrestling. I don't think
It's
she's
true,
she's
but
like a Fortnite playing normal
this is
girl.
true. Big
Like
big Fortnite fan, Mariah May.
she
Um,
does. She does appear to be a big Fortnite fan.
but I will just say that Megan Bain, the biggest weeb that has showed up to Stardom in a minute, simply
Uh,
because she quoted Fist of the North Star
that's true. That's true. I feel like there's definitely been a bigger one.
in a
I don't
minute.
know.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I mean, Layla Hirsch strikes me as somebody who would be kind of, but she was a while
I mean, if
ago.
we're going back then, like Bobby Tyler was just like straight up a weeb.
Yes, yeah, dude, we love Bobby Tyler.
Yeah,
Save
everybody
her,
loves Bobby
save
Tyler.
her from.
Everybody wants to be Bobby Tyler.
I'm right. Well, not anymore, because
Well,
yeah,
I'm not talking about a
she's a hacker now.
Stevie Nicks. What's her name? Stevie
Stevie
Turner.
Turner, she's a hacker.
Yeah.
Wears like
Shouts out
silvery
shouts out
hair.
Solomon Crow. Hacker works for everybody in NXT.
Yeah, a great time. She's like the only woman who even Shawn Michaels doesn't use. Like that is, I would feel so bad, man. Like he puts like JC Jane and Gigi Dolan and all these like 5 match athletes on TV and storylines, but not Stevie Turner. And I'm like, I would feel so bad. So yeah, I don't know, man. Poor Bobby Tyler. Yeah, she can come back. Like we'd be happy to take Bobby Tyler back.
Yeah,
She can join Stars or whatever.
that would
But
not
anyway,
fit.
that was Tag League. Tag League is over. It's like that one song, War is over. And we have
Don't
some,
you know it's Christmas time?
yeah, we have some interesting stuff to come. The first of which is on the 17th of November. This is Fiberplex presents New Blood West 1 in the Osaka Azalea Taisho Hall. In the opener, we have newcomer versus Momo Watanabe in her debut match. She will get
She
her
doesn't have a
name
name yet.
the
Yeah.
16th. They'll announce it publicly at a press
Her name's
conference, so
actually
that's cool.
Newcomer.
This, which is a
That's
really
weird.
funny name. I wonder what her actual name is going to be. She looks like a.
This might be racist. I don't know.
It's going to start with an M. I think she's going to start with an M. I just get
Doesn't
that
everybody
vibe.
start with an M though?
Maybe. I'm thinking, like a Mifu, a Mayu, something like that. She gives that
Her
kind of
name's
vibe.
actually going to be Mayu Iwatani. Two.
Yeah.
This is the sacred Mayu trainee from like 6 years
Oh
ago that
my
never
god, yeah,
existed.
it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sensing an M, something like that. Then we have
I'm
Amisore
not
versus
gonna guess.
Zones in cool match here. Zones is beast, man. She gets it. She's
Yeah.
like a genuine prospect
You
from
know, when
Evolution Girls.
the thing that hooked me on Zones was during her entrance, instead of bowing to each corner of each side of the ring, she just stands menacingly and turns in a circle. Like instead of like where everybody
Okay.
bows like before a match, every rookie bows before a match to each side of the ring. Zones just stands there and then turns and then stands. I was like, oh my god, she's so cool.
The beast.
That's so weird and strange, but I love it.
Iconic, truly. Zones should win. I feel like she's fairly protected. No, like
Uh,
she's
she's
like
not
the
going to.
only she's the only Evo girl that's allowed to win. So like they
Yeah,
might get her.
Chi only wins white t-shirt matches.
Yeah. I feel like Zones should probably win, but I don't know.
She's not going to.
No, probably not. We have Suzu
She's
Suzuki
being
versus
dropped like a
Yuna
thunderbolt.
Mizumori, which
This feels
is
like a match I've seen
yeah,
before.
probably. Suzu's gonna win.
I mean, well, yeah.
Come on.
I also hear the sky is blue. I don't know. Like it's
Whoa. What's this? Whoa, jeez, gotta offer
well,
predictions,
Suzu
man.
winning a singles match before.
Yeah, gotta make predictions. Jeez, sheesh.
Damn, they've
Anyway,
never had a singles match. Could have
yeah, I
sworn they
mean they
did.
would have been fairly kept apart. Kato move doesn't work with anybody.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm fucking up
Oh
the
my
cage match.
god. Oh my god. I don't think they would have had one, but
They've never wrestled, but okay, that's just not
yeah.
true.
Dude, one was an ice ribbon and one was Gato move. Like
Okay,
what?
but like 4 months ago, I could have swore they wrestled in a singles match.
No. No. I don't think so.
No, they've had a lot of tag matches. Actually, you're wrong. They're on Wave. They tagged together on a
Really?
couple Wave shows on a Wave
That's
show.
interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot Suzu worked Wave for about a year there. He was
Yeah, she
Wave
was the
champion.
big. She's the big wave. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was catching that wave.
We have Mei Seira versus Hanan in a cool match. That's probably a draw.
Maybe
Wonder what Hanan's record on New Blood is. I feel like it's mostly draws.
it's definitely not mostly draws.
But she always goes to draws on New Blood.
She did with the Inabas, didn't she?
Yeah.
You know what's really funny? I'm sorry, this episode's a mess, y'all. I apologize. When you look up Hanan, a bunch of Buchanans come back because at the end of Buchanan is Hanan, um, and they're all rated so poorly.
I
But
feel like I
because
know I
most
recognize
of them
that
are
name.
Bull Buchanan.
Yeah, I feel like he was bad, right?
He wasn't good.
Yeah, okay. Um, we have Mei Seira, or no, not Mei Seira. We have Mai Sakurai versus Saya Ida. Do you think Sakurai wins and sets up a tag title match? No, because Waka is first in line for the tag belts, but also Waka is now injured, so who knows?
Hanan's only drawn twice, by the way, in New Blood.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, this is depressing because I know, but I wish I didn't.
okay.
Because my
That's
Sakura
all
is
we need
definitely
to
winning.
know. Yeah. We have an East versus West singles match here. Miyu Amasaki versus Chi Chi.
Thank
Do
God East West expressing in this.
you think Chi Chi will be allowed to come out to Barbie Girl?
No, what?
Um,
No, that's
Why
just about
not?
to be. That's just about to have the. It's gonna be silent. They're gonna
Yeah,
cut the feed. I mean,
fair.
Kohaku couldn't come out to the Ukacha music.
Sure.
Yeah, she couldn't. She
Oh,
got muted.
um, okay.
And that's just I'm pretty sure that's just owned by Wave. I mean, maybe
Maybe.
not. I don't think that's an actual song though. But yeah, Chi Chi definitely cannot come out to Barbie Girl.
Well,
Is this
that's
live?
disgraceful.
Did they? Is this still not on
Probably
YouTube?
not. I doubt it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I assume Miyu Amasaki wins this. Chi Chi doesn't win a lot.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
She
We
doesn't
have
care.
another East versus West singles match. It is Momoka Hanazono versus Lady C. I feel like the tall lady might have edge there.
Definitely not.
No,
Hanazono has a title match the
I
next
don't
day.
think Hanazono conforms to
Z-
pro wrestling standards.
You don't think she could roll up Lady C?
I don't think Hanazono is booked in the way any normal pro wrestler is booked.
No,
Look
you're
at
right.
her. Just like it doesn't matter. She could lose
You know,
every match and waltz
one of
into
my
a
favorite
title.
photos of all
Hellos?
time. One of my favorite photos of all time is uh Hanazono like looking all like bubbly and shit while Tsuki Aoki is like stanced up with her mask on. Like just like oh there's a girl who is very excited right next to me. What am I? This is weird, and like just the vibe is perfect. I think Hanazona wins this. She can get a roll.
All right, enough. We then have another East-West special match. It is the Future of Stardom Championship. Rina defends against Hanako, and that is a Rina defense.
Yeah, Hanako just
Okay,
fucking bullies her.
that'd be cool, but
Imagine if
I'm
Hanako
not
just
a
showed
fan.
up one day. I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna sell no more. I think it's time.
She would become the best wrestler.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, Now, the next show to preview is on the 18th of November. This is Stardom Gold Rush. I don't know, but Stardom in Eddie Onosaka Arena.
That's a
If
great. I don't even know if I'd call this Stardom.
it,
Nobody's here.
that's true. They've redone the promotional art, so it is just two title matches, and I think that's great. Momoka
Yeah,
Hanazono should be this big on all posters.
wasn't it like a big like collage of a bunch of people, and then like
Yeah.
all like half of them got injured. So they're like,
Yeah.
can't be can't be doing the Aja Kong again. Um,
Ooh, damn.
yeah.
You snatched.
You can't put a Kong on on your fucking poster without telling her and without her being
That's
there.
so crazy. AJW is so weird. They
Yeah.
were like, "Oh yeah, we've got a Kong on here," and it's like Aja Kong, maybe I don't know, and it was not. It was never Aja Kong. Anyway, we have a time difference battle royal on the pre-show. Miyu Amasaki, Lady C, Yuna Mizumori, Maika, Mina Shirakawa, Megan Bain, Hanako, and Billiken and Death.
I think that the graphic designer in Stardom is very funny because why is Megan Bain that big?
Because she tall.
Like no,
I like
like
I like how she is
proportionally,
specifically next to Fuki and Death, who is
yeah.
tiny.
Like Lady C is only like a couple inches shorter than her, like maybe like two
But
inches.
Lady C is also tall in it. Just don't see her.
No, but like
She's cut
look at
off.
how big like Megan is the size of like three of these wrestlers combined in in this picture because of
Yeah,
how they've like overlaid it, and I
but
find that
she
very funny.
tall. Yeah, she deserves it.
Like
Anyway,
imagine if they did like AEWs and Big Show is just just took up the entire screen and then everybody else is just around him. You know what I mean?
should. I think it's how they should market the Sega match
The
they're
big
doing.
people. Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Powerhouse
We
Hobbs and Big Show are just
yeah.
it's gargantuan. Everybody else is like down there, like, hey.
Um. Anyway, we have a Moneyball tournament round one match. It is Julia, Mai Sakurai, and Tekla versus Natsuko Tora, Momo Watanabe, and
Mm,
Rocca. No, the Barry Bombers are winning because the Way to Tie would never do a ladder match.
they would definitely do a ladder match.
No, no, they
Um,
would not do a ladder match.
why not?
'Cause they don't want to.
I feel like Oedo Tai is like dying to do a gimmick match at some point, and they just never do.
About to do a cage match. Do you not
Okay, yeah, and
remember
it
the
was
cage
the
match?
best match of the year.
Yes. So I don't know. The other
I think
Moneyball
Barbara
match
Bombers wins. Yeah,
is Saida, Hazuki, and Hanan versus Ami Sore, Saki Kashima, and Konami.
this is kind of
Um,
anybody's game.
yeah, the God's Eye team doesn't feel like a ladder match team. Like Saki Kashima looks like she would run in fear of a ladder. And Konami just would stare at it in like sheer hatred. So I feel like
I
Stars
also
is the most
looking
likely
at
one.
this, I do not want to see Barbara Bombers versus God's Eye in a ladder match. That sounds boring. Like that just sounds
Yeah.
like I don't know. I think Hazuki is like a mastermind, like a psychotic, and evil scientist. She knows what spots to put in a ladder match.
Her and Ida will
Ami,
do shit. You know,
like Ami in a ladder match, it's like, what's she gonna come up with?
gonna
You know what I
chop the
mean?
ladder.
My Sakurai is smart. My Sakurai would be cool in a ladder match. I'm excited for her to be in the ladder match. Because she gets it. Like she has like that sixth sense, like a Hazuki does and like a Koguma does. Um, so yeah, preferably Stars would win and DDM would win.
Okay.
But you never know. They like pinning Ida. They really like pinning Ida.
Yeah, but you got Saki Kashima there, who I
Yeah.
guess is coming back from her injury already, which is cool. Good to see.
Seemingly.
We
Oh yeah,
have
that too. I don't think Saki Kashima's gonna want to do it. Oh fuck, that's definitely gonna be what they do.
what?
is Saki Kashima just being like, I don't want to do a fucking ladder match. Like that's just
I
gonna be
said
the
that like
entire.
5 minutes ago.
But they're gonna
Dude,
win, and they're gonna
like,
be in the
dude,
ladder match,
I like
and
I
she's
brought
gonna
this up.
be
I said
crying
this.
about being in the ladder match.
Yeah, but I don't think Konami would want to do a ladder match. I feel like she would just be like, nah, dog.
Yeah, but
So
who's paying who here?
I don't know. It's a good question. Anyway, who cares? It's a money tournament. The belts aren't on
I
the
mean,
line.
it might end up being with the belts online. They did that 2 years
Maybe
ago.
did, but who's gonna take the belts off the Very Very Bombers? Nobody. And you can't have Mai Sakurai win the stipulation because she's
She's
already rich.
definitely going to win the stipulation.
I don't know. I don't know. But does it matter?
I mean, are they gonna do stars 2 years in a row? Is this just gonna become the stars?
They should.
Like, I mean,
Hazuki
yeah,
should win,
obviously, stars should
and
always win. I'm tired of stars
Hanan
losing.
should be a young millionaire. So
Oh, 100%.
yeah. So I'm all
Imagine her
for it.
coming out with like Gucci and shit for like a like just one time, just like oh like with like a fur coat and shit, just be like, yeah, I'm rich now. What's up? And then
Damn
like
right.
I don't know, Ruaka steals it from her. You know what I mean? Like that's a good bit.
All right. That's that. Um, our next match is a Starlight Kid return three-way battle. It is Suzuki versus Azumi versus the returning Starlight Kid. Kito looks hench now. I think people were tricked by a mirror thing because
Yeah, I mean
she does not look like
I
that.
think people got tricked by like how people look right after they work out. Like Kid has always looked like that.
Yeah,
People
that
just
too.
have
That
never
too.
seen a picture of her after she worked out.
Yeah, your arms do be kind of bigger depending.
Yeah. Like
Um,
that's been the case for like because she used to post like all the time when she would work out on like her Instagram and shit. I'm not weird. She posted this. Like that's why I'm prefacing.
see,
Uh,
I see.
but so like yeah, she always looked like super swole after she uh you know works out because that's how that works.
Hmm. Yeah.
It would be really funny if she came back and was just like fucking looked like zones. You know what I mean? like just jacked. You know.
It would make
Um.
this match very funny, but also probably worse.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's relying on all three of them doing trickery. But, I mean, Suzu is gonna win because she's the GP winner, red belt champion in waiting, maybe, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, she
We'll
could
get
pin
any
either of them.
clarification on Tam's status on the show because
We will not.
they're gonna have to announce what they're doing soon. They got a Nagoya show to sell in like 2 weeks.
We might get a further thing. I feel like at some point DDM has to like something has to happen to them because like
Yeah,
this Micah shit feels unsustainable. With Micah,
I don't
Suzu,
know.
and May and DDM. It
Yeah,
just doesn't really make sense for them to just still be like, okay, but like you did beat us up because you were so upset last time, but that's okay. Like, okay. Um,
I don't know.
I think Suzu could pin either of them because I feel like Suzu and Kid. If Suzu pins Kid, then Kid kind of has like revenge on her mind with Suzu. So I think that
Yeah,
makes sense. Her over Azumi, I feel like everybody kind of expects that because Kid's coming back, so they might not want to beat Kid on her
yeah,
comeback
that's a
match.
good point actually.
So I could see it being either way. Um, I could also see Azumi or Kid trading a fall just because. Wait, what's the time limit?
It doesn't say.
This
Never
is
say that
definitely more than a
anymore.
15-minute draw.
Um, maybe.
I
Yeah,
mean, Suzu went to a draw with Mei Seira and Hazuki last week.
that's true.
Like maybe not more so than Hazuki, but I feel like Kid and Azumi are at least around that level in terms of protection. So, and it's not like there's a shit ton on this card, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah, that's a good point. They might
I'm
stretch
just
it.
gonna go
All
15.
right. Our next match is a mixed martial arts UWF rule match. Siri takes on the Scandinavian Hurricane, who is also known as Alice Inc. Dave Meltzer still thinks this is some random teenager from One FC, which is incredible. And yeah, I guess this is all Alice is gonna do on this trip. Unless she sticks around for the post tour, I don't know. Siri is gonna win because obviously her
Mm.
big thing is gonna be somebody stopping her. Um,
You know, I and you're gonna hate this.
oh no.
I could see them actually introducing a UWF belt.
Oh no. No, there's not enough wrestlers for it. There's no way.
I don't know. I think they could figure out enough.
Would be like it would be Yoshinaga times 10. Like nobody's gonna beat
It would get
Suri.
pretty bad. It would get pretty
So,
bad pretty quickly because specific wrestlers are great at that match type. But if you throw in Amina Shirakawa, it doesn't work, as we saw.
mm, oh wow,
Um,
that's crazy. That's harsh.
and Mina Shirakawa seems like she would be one of the better ones of the roster in a
That's
UWF
true.
match, and
That's
she
true.
wasn't really.
She literally
So
does like Muay Thai or something, doesn't she? It's
yeah,
yeah.
she kickboxes a lot and shit.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean Sherry beats Alice here, and then presumably Ronda is
Yeah, I
next.
haven't seen any other guesses for what this big news could be, so I'm still assuming it's Ronda Rousey because there was like talk of it a few days ago as well. I think Rocky Romero was like, "Oh, I would love to have Ronda in Japan Stardom because he's on the same show as her on Thursday." So I think there was talk of Ronda to Stardom, and she didn't say no. So I think that's who it is. Like I don't know what else would constitute big news, really. Like and big good news. Like if it was just big news, maybe it's somebody announcing their departure. But apparently, it's specifically good news. So
Yeah,
it has to be somebody coming in. So I don't know, unless they're announcing the Tokyo Dome a year in advance. Like
I could see. I mean, if they were going to run the Tokyo Dome for year end next year, they would
it
probably have
was
to announce it.
November
You know,
'94, wasn't it? Was it '93? November
it was
'93.
94. It was 94.
It's November '94. They ran the Tokyo Dome,
Oh
right?
shit.
So November 2024, running the Tokyo Dome. Just a thought.
Considering this show's about to get 30 people in attendance, I don't know if that's a great
I think
idea.
they would do it anyway,
Yeah, no, I know.
especially if they have Mercedes money, which I imagine they will
I don't know.
still have her. So I maybe it is. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're announcing the dome a year in advance to sell it as much as they can, or it
Yeah,
is
I mean,
somebody cool coming in.
November 20th, 1994 will be, or November 20th, 2024 will be the 30th anniversary
What day does that fall on? You know.
next year. That'll be a Wednesday.
Okay, that's a pretty shit day to run.
Yeah, but I mean, they did the whole what's it called? Like they do these with to do like honoring legendary events, and they usually do it like a week later or a week before. They don't
Yeah,
usually do it on the day of.
they did the Dream Slam like Yokohama Arena thing a few weeks after because it was 20
Yeah,
years
exactly.
for Dream Slam as well. 30 years, is
Exactly.
it? 30?
It was 30.
30? But yeah, they did like 30 years from Dream Slam. Few
I will
weeks
say
late.
from like a being smart perspective, All Japan was getting insane attendances pretty much the entire time in between them running Dream Slam and them running Big Egg. Stardom
Yes.
has.
Well, yeah, but they did like set the attendance record for Yokohama Budokan like 2 months ago till it was broken the
And
very
then it
next
got
day.
surpassed.
Yep. So maybe they can like get back on the guy's good side by the time they run the dome. Um,
I mean, hey, it, getting they should get in a kickboxer and make it true to the name.
maybe. But yeah, if it is Rousey, should be here after this match, and if not, imagine somebody will challenge Siri to set up a sumo hall match because that has to be where this is going. It's a big MMA match on sumo
It's a
hall.
shame that Hashimoto lost to Shuri because I feel like
She did
that
promise to
feud.
be back, but I don't think she could.
I
She
feel
would agree to lose again. Getting
that's
her
what I mean.
to
Is I
lose
feel
once
like
is enough.
I feel
For
like that would be a better. Like I wish they've kind of let that story kind of play out more
I
and had
guess
Shuri lose the first one and then she could win year end against. Because
maybe
it's not like Shuri's been doing anything. But
it's true.
hey, if Rousey's here, then I get it.
Yeah. Um. The next match then is a high speed championship match. Mei Seira versus Momoka Hanazono. there's a world in which this is like the most galaxy brained amazing shit ever, and then there's a world in which they have to go super long to fill the card, and it's like, all right,
I
this
don't think
is
they'll have
this
to
is
go
not it.
too long.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, is this show hitting 2 hours? Probably
Yes,
is
yes.
actually, yeah, because
Yeah,
they'll
we're
do the
good.
ladder match last, probably.
It's wild. They've never actually been in the same match before, except for this like gauntlet tag,
Wow. Wow.
like 2 months ago. Yeah,
Aye. So yeah, I think
which
that
is
would
wild.
be that's like one of the matches you're looking at to really deliver on this show.
Yeah,
Um, May
I
I
mean
mean May is
they
retaining.
they definitely have time. They definitely have time.
Yeah. So
The two tags can go like like 8 minutes each, and
yeah.
usually that lasts like 30 minutes because they have all the interruptions and shit for the first couple matches. Then if
That's
that
true.
goes to a time limit, and then UWF shouldn't be too long. Wonder should be pretty long, and then you have the ladder match still. Yeah, that would be enough time. I mean,
Okay.
there were 3 actual matches on the show last weekend, like
That
of
is a good
notes.
point. That show is over like really quickly.
It was two
Um,
hours and 10 minutes, I believe.
yeah. We the main event then is Mariah defending the Wonder of Stardom Championship against Siriano. I mean, Mariah is retaining, but
Mm,
this is gonna be like exceptional. You know, if there's any match that's gonna really make this card worthwhile, it's this one. These
mhm.
are two of the best when they're on their game, and Ano is probably the wrestler of the year in Joshi circles. So, she has the pedigree here.
She's up there. She has the benefit of wrestling a lot that like Sairi doesn't have. Um, but also like, she wrestles everywhere. So she gets good matches out of a lot more people than like a Hazuki can, because Hazuki can only wrestle a finite amount of people, whereas Soriano really could wrestle anybody on any day in any company. So she's up
Mm,
there. This should be really good.
yeah, definitely. But you know the result.
I mean, Rai's winning, yeah. She get challenged after this. So we have two more pay-per-views for the year, right? We have Nagoya
Yeah,
and Year End.
yeah.
I wish they would just call that Year End Climax. I think it's a better name, but that's besides the point.
I don't know.
Um,
Dream Kingdom is cool.
I don't know. It feels very like tacky. Like I'm
Of
cool
course.
with it. I think it's cool. Like I think it's a fine name, but it's like of course it's called Dream Queendom Stardom. like of course that's what you name
Yeah.
the year end show. Um, yeah, I don't know. Do you think she gets challenged after this, Mariah? Think she has a Nagoya defense?
I
Do you think
guess
she has a year end?
don't know, to be honest. Like, I know she has some losses to avenge from the tournament, so maybe.
I
I
could
know
see.
Mina, she still has Mina. I don't know if the Nagoya show would be
I
like
don't think they're gonna do
Mina.
the Mina thing.
Mina beat her, so
Yeah, but Mina also just lost the title like 6 months ago.
yeah. But they don't. I think I would rather a Mina Mirai match than not getting it, especially if they don't know what the red belt story is. Especially for that early December show. So you can, because you might want to keep people open in case you need placements for Tam. You know,
You
and
want to know
Mina
what I
isn't
think
going
is
to be
actually
that.
happening? I think Bye Bye Bombers are winning the ladder matches or the
Okay.
ladder match, and then my Sakurai challenges Mirai
You know what?
for probably Nagoya, and
I
then they
would be.
probably run Ami versus Mirai at year end.
I think they might switch it because they really like my Sakurai.
I don't know. I feel like they they just run both of those matches though. I don't want to see them again. Um,
It's true.
that's what made the fucking Cinderella so shit was that they gave Mirai those matches as like the only matches that she had.
Yeah, but
Um,
Mai is like pushed now. So
yeah, but she's not that much better than she was four,
she's
five,
all
6 months
right.
ago.
I think her and Mirai would like work.
I suppose.
So
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
This
But
company is depressing me as of currently.
yeah, there's not a lot to grab hold of. That is for sure.
And it's like the
But
things that I kind of see that they might go with. I'm just like, I'm not that rocking with that.
yeah,
Um, because yeah, I mean, like Mirai and Sariano's about to be killer, but
yeah,
they are not. They are not leading me to believe that they're going to give Mirai a lot of killer matches from here that I've been wanting. Like the Izumi match probably ain't happening. The Hanan match probably ain't happening. Ida match probably ain't happening. And those are just wrestlers that I really like. Not even to mention that it's like, you know, Maika's not happening, Hazuki's not happening. Also wrestlers I like, but
Mhm.
like Natsuko isn't going to challenge her. Like there's the way that this Mirai title reign is going. I hope she gets some good matches out of people. That's all I'll say. After Ano, obviously, because Ano's going to be really
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is the one. Good stuff. All right. I think that's everything. That is the shows in the world of Stardom. They will be taking part on the LLPWX show next Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, I think. With Saya Ida versus Julia. We will be back next week to review both the
Holy
shows
shit!
this
That Nagoya
weekend.
show is 2 weeks away. This company is fucked. This company
What?
is.
Yeah, it's
The
on.
Nagoya show is in 2 weeks.
It's December 2nd, isn't it?
Yeah, so this weekend, next weekend, and then we review, or then we preview it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
There's also a Corkin on these motherfuckers are gonna die. Oh my
they
god.
like never do anything for Cork, and it's fine. They're also running the Nagoya Conference Hall, which is pretty big, but they're not doing anything for it, I don't think. So interesting. Anyway,
These,
we'll be back next week, probably on our normal day, to
yes.
review all of this good stuff.
Which is
For
actually a shame because next week there's a Nagoya show on that Thursday, so we're gonna miss that.
Yeah, woo. All right. Anyway, if you want to stand, you may stand. If you want to sit, you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. You decide what you believe in. Ijo.
You show.